Hey guys, welcome to the candy shop. Have you guys been reading? Come on, tell the candy lady. Have you been reading? I just want to know. Have you been reading? Come on, get up. Today, we know the difference between fiction and nonfiction, right? Fiction, we use our imagination, right? We make things up, we make up stories, and they're very entertaining and interesting. But nonfiction means it's true. This really happened. I'm gonna give you a few facts about George Washington Carver. Peanuts. He figured out so many ways to use a peanut. Check it out. In 1864, George is born into slavery on the Carver farm in Diamond Grove. And to this day, guys, I can tell you a secret. No one knows Mr. Carver's exact birthday. A mystery. His father, Giles, he dies in an ox cart accident before George was born. Did you guys know that? He had no father. His mother, Mary, and George, they were kidnapped and taken across the state lines to be sold, guys. But George, he was rescued as a baby. But his mother, she was never saw again. So no mother and no father. But yet, he kept pushing because he believed and he had a dream. In 1865, the 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution is passed, outlawing slavery in the United States. Go America, go America, right? Come on. 1865, no more slavery. Big ups, right? In 1867, as a child, George, he was often sick, guys, with whooping cough. Doctors said he wouldn't live past the age of 21. Let's see how that worked out. In 1876, George was prevented from attending school because of Jim Crow segregation laws in the South that did not grant the same rights to African Americans as white people. So he moves to Neosho, Missouri, to attend the Neosho Colored School. He lives with Andrew and Mariah Watkins, and George chose an official name. He chose Carver for his last name, right? That's what he was used to. Stick with it. In 1878, guys, he moves to Fort Scott, Kansas, looking for a better education. This is our Mr. Carver, right? Listen, he's motivated. He's self-motivated. He won't stop, regardless to whatever they told him. Plants, peanuts, come on. Give that up. There's no future. I think not. In 1876, remember he went to college? But they wouldn't let him because of his skin color. How dare they? But they did. It's okay. In 1879, he moves to Olathe, Kansas to attend school. He lives with Ben and Lucy Seymauer and helps their laundry business. A year later, he moves with them to Minneapolis, Kansas, guys. In 1883, George visits the Carver farm and discovers his brother James had passed away. In 1885, George graduates from the high school in Minneapolis, Kansas. George adopts the middle name Washington to avoid confusion because there was another George Carver. He's accepted to Highland College, guys, in Kansas. But when he arrived, he's turned away because of the color of his skin. In 1890, George is the first black student to enroll at Simpson College in Iowa. He studied art, right? In 1891, guys, his teacher at Simpson recognizes his interest in plants and convinces him to transfer to Iowa Agricultural College. Because remember, he loved plants. In 1896, George Washington Carver was the first black man to graduate from Iowa's Agricultural College with a master's degree. Right? Go, Mr. Carver. Hey, the same year, the Supreme Court makes segregation legal throughout the United States with the Plessy versus Ferguson decision. Go America, yet again. In 1906, Carver develops a traveling schoolhouse, guys. He made a traveling schoolhouse called the Jessup Agricultural Wagon to educate local farmers. In 1916, British scientists, they make him a fellow at the English Royal Society of the Encouragement of the Arts. How about that? In 1921, Carver addresses the United States Congress, the House of Representatives, guys, Ways and Means Committee. Yes, in 1921. In 1923, the NAACP awards him the Spingarn. How awesome is that? It's the Spingarn Medal for outstanding achievement. Don't let nothing stop you from achieving or doing whatever it is you want to do. Guys, listen. In 1928, Carver receives an honorary doctorate of science from Simpson College. Right? In 1939, Carver is awarded an honorary membership from the American Inventors Society. I mean, like, really? In 1940, Carver established the George Washington Carver Foundation. In 1943, George Washington Carver dies on January 5th, guys. 1943. He never remarried or had children, right? So the George Washington Carver National Monument is established at his birthplace in Missouri. So you guys can all go visit. Let your parents know. It's very interesting. In 1945, the U.S. Congress designates January 5th, the anniversary of his death, guys, as George Washington Carver Recognition Day. See? We can do and be whatever it is we want to be. Don't let nothing stop you, whatever they say, because he decided that Peanuts was his companion, guys, and he knew, and he experimented, and he knew, and with all his heart, that Peanuts would be such a success and a helpmate for humanity. So he pushed, and he fought, and he pushed, and he experimented, and he came up with over 300 ways Peanuts could be a helpmate to humanity. So that's George Washington Carver, guys. And remember, we all are superheroes. We can gain our power and our knowledge by how? Reading a book. See ya. No, if you need any information, because the Candy Lady is always here. 260-267-4047. See ya.